Okay, so when I say PhD in pharmacy, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably a lab coat, right? Maybe some test tubes, endless hours of research. But is that really the whole story? Is this degree just about being stuck in a lab, or does it unlock something bigger? Well, let's get into it and figure out what a pharmacy PhD in India is really all about.
So let's just tackle the biggest myth right from the start. Does getting this degree mean you're signing up for a lifetime spent inside a laboratory? The answer, you might be surprised to hear, is a definite no. And that's exactly the idea we're going to break down today.
All right, first things first, we've got to look beyond the usual ideas to see what this degree actually represents.
A PhD in pharmacy isn't just another qualification. It is the absolute top of the mountain in pharmaceutical science. Look, this isn't about cramming information from books. This is about you, personally, creating original research that expands what we as humans know. You are literally on the front lines, discovering things nobody has ever seen before. For anyone who wants to be a leader and an innovator in healthcare, this is the final frontier.
Okay, so that sounds impressive, right? But how does all that high-level stuff actually make a difference in the real world? Well, its importance is tied directly to innovation, for our health and for the entire pharmaceutical industry.
You've probably heard this a million times, that India is the pharmacy of the world. But have you ever stopped to wonder why? It's not just because we make a lot of affordable medicine. The real secret sauce is our high-quality research and our ability to innovate. And you know what the engine is behind all that innovation? It's the PhD researchers. Their work is what keeps India at the top of the global game. Let's just take a second and think about the journey of a new drug. I mean, it starts with designing a brand new molecule, then figuring out how to turn that into a pill you can actually take, and then guiding it through years of clinical trials to prove it's safe and effective. That entire, massive, complicated process, it's guided from start to finish by PhD researchers. They're the reason we have life-saving treatments today.
Okay, so if it's not just about being in a lab, what else is there really? This brings us right back to where we started. It's time to completely shatter that lab-only myth and explore the absolutely huge world of careers this degree opens up.
Well, the opportunities are huge, and they're spread across some pretty major areas. You've got the giant pharmaceutical industry, crucial government research, the world of academia, and you can even go out and start your own thing as an entrepreneur. It's so much more than just a single path.
All right, let's talk about the big one first, the pharmaceutical industry. The race to create new medicines is unbelievably competitive, and the only way to win is through top-tier research and development. And who's leading those teams? You got it. PhDs are in super high demand at companies like Sun Pharma, Cipla, Pfizer, you name it. They're heading up drug discovery, creating the plans for massive clinical trials, and handling all the complicated rules. Think about it. A company's next billion-dollar drug, it's probably sitting in the mind of one of these researchers.
But maybe the corporate world isn't your thing. What if you want your work to have a direct impact on the country, on its people? Well, there are some incredible government research roles out there. Becoming a research scientist at a place like ICMR or CSIR is a massive honor. It means you are on the front lines, fighting the nation's biggest health battles, developing a new vaccine or finding a better way to treat diabetes. The work you do here could literally impact the health of millions of people.
And believe it or not, the story doesn't even stop there. Outside of industry and government, you've got other amazing options. You could become a professor and inspire the next generation of scientists. You could manage huge clinical trials, become a medical writer who makes complex science easy to understand, or, hey, you could even start your own company. The point is, the doors this opens are just way more than you'd think.
Okay, we've talked about all the cool opportunities, but let's get real for a minute and talk about something super important, the money. After you put in all those years of hard work, what's the actual financial return on this massive investment of your time?
All right, let's actually look at some numbers because they paint a pretty clear picture. As you can see from these monthly figures, the starting point is pretty strong no matter where you go.
And this right here, this is what shows you the real long-term potential. Once you have some solid experience under your belt, especially in pharma R&D or as a government scientist, your monthly salary can easily shoot past 2.5 lakh rupees. So yeah, while a PhD is a huge investment of your time, there's no question it pays off big time in the long run.
So we've covered the amazing career paths, we've covered the money, but when all is said and done, the biggest question is the one you have to ask yourself. Is this intense, demanding journey actually right for you? And you really need to ask yourself this question. Look, a PhD isn't just a piece of paper. It's a marathon. We're talking years of dedication. And to get through it, you need two things above all else: a deep, burning passion and almost infinite patience. So, who is this really for? Well, if you have a real hunger to innovate, if the thrill of discovery is what gets you out of bed, if you love teaching, or if you're just totally fascinated by how new medicines are made, then yeah, a PhD in pharmacy might just be the most incredible journey you could ever take.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one big idea. The story of medicine's future is being written right now with every new discovery. Getting a PhD in pharmacy, it's not just about a degree. It's about getting the chance to write that history with your own two hands. So the only real question left is, do you want to be a part of writing that history?